Watch Haunting Genesee on Devil's Night, October 30th at 8:30 p.m.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking with Chris Barkey and Sam Morris, who together are the As We Like It production company, and they have a special called Genesee Haunting. Right?
Haunting Genesee.
Haunting Genesee, which is going to air around...
It'll be October 30th, 8:30 p.m. here on Channel 17.
Okay, and do you have any other projects in mind? What else are you thinking about doing?
Oh, well, we haven't really planned anything together yet.
As We Like It kind of came around at the point of we were both working in television at the time. I had went on to another station while Sam stayed at the one where we met. And I still go back every now and then, but As We Like It came down to the point of we were both working on the crew. We didn't really have too much of a say-so on what was being shot, how it was being shot, other than the fact that, oh, okay, you set your camera up and go to it, which was fine. So we kind of looked at each other, and our other helper, should I say, Sandra Coots, who was there at the time, says, well, how about As We Like It? And we kind of looked at each other, and yeah, that'll work.
Nice name.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we thought now we can do a show As We Like It.
Yeah,
yes,
and
most definitely.
so that's how the name came about.
Future projects are always possible. Time, money, energy. Basically, what we like to have is a solid starting format to go from. That way, you're not guessing every chance you get a camera to go out and shoot this, that, or the other thing. So we had meetings, and I must confess right now that during some of our editing times, I'd show up maybe a little bit late.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd let you know anyway. But, you know, scheduling conflicts, and with now I'm working some night shifts elsewhere, and it presents a problem getting up in the morning real early and getting on the button. But if things can be arranged in timely fashion where we've got enough time to work on it, have equipment at our disposal, I don't see why there isn't any other avenue that we couldn't pursue at this moment.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we've been working the last couple months so hard on Haunting Genesee that we're at a point now where we have to pay attention to other parts of our career that actually, you know, bring along some other things.
Like money for one.
Yeah, eating is good. I like eating. That's nice, you know.
Having water when you get up in the morning.
And then, you know, once we take care of that, we'll probably get together again and say, okay, well, what's next? I think Chris and I have found in each other the right creative partner. Matter of fact, Sandra, that Chris mentioned before, she once came to me and said, it's amazing, you and Chris finish each other's sentences. And when we're sitting around thinking about things, we do, and it's scary. Yeah. But it makes it nice because then we both are pretty well in tune with what we're going to do. And you don't find somebody that often that you can write with that way and to go about it. You have a lot of this going on with most partners. So.
Plus, we're strong, I think, in different areas as well. Through the videography, the editing, the script writing, the sound backgrounds and such. We have our own special interests, of course. And myself, I started out as a DJ and playing in a band back when high school, in that type of atmosphere. So I've been with sound a long time, where that would be a little bit stronger suited to me, where Sam's a little bit better with the camera. You know, and getting the correct shot at the right perspective, that kind of thing.
If you had the fantasy production, money was not a problem, staff was not a problem, resources weren't a problem, what would you do? I'm going to ask each of you that. What would you do, Chris?
Honestly, I tend to read towards fantasy fiction a lot. And if there would be a goal in my day somewhere down the line, honestly, I'd like to present the trilogy of J.R.R. Tolkien's with people instead of in cartoon the way it has been. Obviously, it's a 3-book series. It'd take forever to produce, as well as the money involved. But you said that was no object.
Right.
And,
it's like they did all the Shakespeare plays, and all of Wagner's operas. I mean, somebody somewhere does do those kind of
Exactly. The Lord of the Rings would probably be my ultimate goal someday, if I could ever get that on film with real people. The right chain mail to the right castles, to the right, you know, mysterious special effects for the magicians and wizards and such on that. I think that would be an ultimate goal of mine, just for the simple fact it'd be such a challenge to do. If you ever got it completed, I don't think anything could top it.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? What would you do?
Oh, it's hard to decide because there's so many different projects that I eventually want to do. I kind of agree with Chris. I enjoy science fiction and fantasy quite a bit, and I think I'd like to do that one bigger than life production where you could walk in and see people watching it either on television or in theater, and just listen to them say, "Wow." Just to elicit that kind of response.
You know, it's interesting though that almost defines the limitation of film, because it shows that the power of the printed word, because people say, "Oh, print is dead," sort of thing. Well, yeah, right.
Sure
it's like Stan Freberg once had a wonderful promotional ad for radio, in which he was arguing with somebody, and the other guy said, "Oh, TV's much better. You can do a lot more things on TV than you can on radio." And Freberg then proceeds to drain Lake Michigan, fill it with hot chocolate, drop 4,000 pounds of whipped cream in a maraschino cherry from a B-52. So do that on TV.
Exactly.
And to a degree, the written word can do anything.
Right.
Whereas there have been attempts to do these big productions. The Dune series,
exactly,
for example, fell absolutely flat because they just couldn't make a sandworm look like it was real.
And also, the audience is getting much more sophisticated.
Sure.
They know special effect when they see it, and a lot of things are very hard. Especially in the 50s, you could show a rocket ship going through space, and it looked real. But now we know what space looks like. We know what a man looks like floating in space. We know what a ship looks like in space, and it's to the point where if you don't use NASA footage, people are going to say, "Oh, well, that's a painting or whatever." But you're hip to it.
You know what? There, you also point out the real master. Look at Kubrick's 2001. It still works.
Right, and that's what's so amazing about that.
Because you can do it, but it takes, I mean, it's a real, and you have to be very selective. In other words, you can do one or two shots. For example, in the Star Wars series, the first shot of the space cruiser coming out of the screen over your head, it caught you for the rest. You then sort of suspended your disbelief because the first shot caught you, so then, I
was just going to mention something about that, because Lucas and Spielberg are two of my idols, I'd have to say, that where they bring together that amount of professionalism, but then you turn around and you look at the Next Generation Star Trek series, and the cliffhanger of the two programs put together, they had as much, if not more so, special effects involved in just those two episodes than they have in probably throughout. I mean, they went through the Enterprise breaking apart. They've got a shuttle now that's got all these capabilities, and they've got another quote-unquote Death Star, but it was the Borg ship kind of thing. And they put a lot of time and energy into just those special effects segments. Sure, it's ratings time, and it's that motivational force that puts them to that position where they can put something like that out. By the same token, it's relaying to TV, and how long is it going to be before those type of special effects are commonplace?
Well, once they've been developed, somebody spent $400,000 on that once. The next guy to do it hires the same crew and only spends $100,000, and the next guy only needs two of the guys on the crew, and he can do it for $40,000.
Yeah, it happens. Sure. And technology, especially with the cameras and things that are being used,
computers that are being used now, the imagery.
Most definitely.
I mean, we're already to the point where you can go out and make a videotape of any location in the world, and you never have to go there. You don't even have to leave your studio because the computer will build it all.
We're running out of time, so I do want to put up the graphic because Sam and Chris are still looking for ghost stories. So if our director, John Kotarski, could put up the graphic. I want to thank Chris Barkey and Sam Morris, who have been our guests tonight, and they together are known as We Like It Productions. And my name is Michael Kelly. I've been your host tonight, and thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Hometown Movies here on Channel 17. Thanks to John Kotarski, to Kip, to everybody in the crew, and thanks to Sam and Chris for being with us.
Thank you very much.
All right.